Hey guys, Dr. Peter. Even though dogs and man have lived together as best friends for over 12,000 years, there are still many myths and misconceptions about dogs that I hear about every single day in the clinic. So in today's video, I'm going to bust all 7 of the most common myths and give you the actual facts and truth so that you can hopefully understand your canine companion a little bit better. Alright, let's go. Number 1. A dry nose means a dog is sick. Wetness, dryness, or the temperature of a dog's nose can vary with normal daily activities and is therefore not a reliable indicator of health or illness. A dog's nose works best when it is damp, as the wet outer nose and mucus covered nasal canal is more efficient to capture and trap different scent particles. But this has nothing to do with their overall health status. Dogs use their noses for many different things, and some cool facts about dogs' noses, while we are on the subject anyway, include that they can actually breathe in and out at the same time, they can smell in 3D, and they can actually smell the passage of time. Dogs can smell separately with each nostril, and just as our eyes compile 2 slightly different views of the world and our brain combines them to form a 3D picture, so can a dog's brain use different odor profiles from each nostril to determine exactly where a smelly object is located. They can also detect tiny reductions in the concentrations of odor molecules that occur over short periods of time. This allows tracking dogs, for example, to quickly determine which direction a person or animal has gone by sniffing the ground. But yeah, a dry nose doesn't mean much on its own. But if your dog does show any other symptoms of illness, including lethargy, inappetence, vomiting or diarrhea alongside a dry nose, then you will need to take him to a vet to have it checked out. Number 2. Dogs feel guilt. There's a very popular trend on YouTube and TikTok where pet owners will film their dogs asking who the guilty one was that, for example, destroyed the couch. And although the culprit does seem like he is guilty to us and it makes for a funny video, this is actually far from the truth. There is no evidence that dogs can actually feel secondary emotions like shame or guilt. What is actually happening is the dog feels like he's being scolded for something he has long forgotten he did. So he will actually start showing appeasement behavior, where he will undertake a submissive posture by trying to reduce his body size, kind of like crouching, and he may also use vocal signals and try to avoid eye contact. All of this is a response reaction to his owner's disappointment, upset or anger, where he tries to diffuse the tension in response to feeling threatened in order to try and reduce the likelihood of being hit. They are also much more likely to do this if they've been told off in the past, so repeating this exercise with your dog is not fun for you. I personally don't like these types of videos, as people mistakenly harm their animals emotionally for the sake of their own amusement, which is not right in my eyes. Number 3. Dogs can only see black and white. This is mostly Hollywood's fault, as whenever the perspective of a dog is shown in film, the scene is usually edited to be black and white. But this is not true. Dogs actually have 2 types of color receptors in the retina of their eyes, called cones, which can perceive the wavelengths of light that corresponds to blue and yellow, meaning that they can see any color mix between these 2 colors. This is different to humans though, as humans have 3 types of color receptors that can perceive the wavelengths of light that corresponds to red, green and blue-violet. In humans, we call this trichromacy, and when we talk about color blindness in humans, we refer to one of the color receptions not working properly, which we then call dichromacy. So in a way, dogs have a similar color perception to a human that has red-green color blindness, but they can definitely make out more colors than just black and white. Number 4. Dogs eat grass only when they are sick. It is true that some dogs will eat grass when they are feeling nauseous or ill, as the friction of the grass in the GIT tract may stimulate a vomiting response in order to try and get rid of the possible toxin in the stomach. But this is not always the case. Many dogs just eat grass out of boredom, displaced behavior, or simply because they like it, especially when it is green and lush in the spring and summer months. This is usually not something to be too worried about, as long as the grass hasn't been treated with pesticides and it doesn't make him sick. If he, for example, continues to vomit multiple times, then it is time to take him to the vet to just have him checked out. Number 5. A wagging tail means a dog is always friendly. Nope, not always. Tail wagging can mean different things, including happiness, excitement, and alertness, but it can also signal tension, fear, anxiety, submission, or even aggression. Canine body language is complex and can easily be misinterpreted, so be careful. Misinterpreting this sign can easily get you bitten. It is really important to evaluate the body language of the entire dog. If he pulls his ears back, he snarls, the hair on his back is raised, and he lowers his head and body as if he is ready to jump, then these are all warning signs that you should not approach. This is especially important to teach your kids about, as they usually just want to pet every dog that they see and are therefore, unfortunately, usually the victims of unnecessary dog bite attacks. Number 6. A dog's mouth is cleaner than a human mouth. I mean, I guess it is cleaner than some human mouths. But no, this myth probably originated from the observation that when dogs lick their wounds, they seem to heal faster. This is also a myth within itself, but the reasoning behind why some wounds will heal is not because the dog's mouth is clean, but because the process of licking physically and mechanically debrides away damaged and old tissue and stimulates blood flow, which in turn promotes faster healing. There's also a caveat with this theory, as continued licking of wounds can also further damage the area by inhibiting healing cells from forming properly. When an open wound heals, the cells create a scab that allows new skin cells to form and heal the wound, but they can only form if the wound is both clean and dry. And constant licking creates a moist environment and also makes wounds susceptible to all sorts of bacterial complications. But yeah, because dogs do not brush their teeth as we do, or as we should be doing, it comes as no surprise that over 80% of dogs over the age of 3 years suffer from some form of periodontal disease. And some dogs just like to eat their own poop or the cat's poop, they lick their genitals, or attack and consume most of the trash can. So it is highly unlikely that their mouths are cleaner than ours, except again, you know, for some people maybe. People are gross. With that said, it is unlikely that you'll get sick just from a dog's kiss. Most of the 200 types of bacteria in your dog's mouth are specific to dogs, but with a few exceptions such as Salmonella and Campylobacteria, which can cause food poisoning in humans, serious infections are relatively rare when you accidentally manage to get some dog saliva in your mouth. And number 7. I need to show my dog who is boss by being a pack leader. This is a myth that was popularized by studies on dominance-based dog training of captive wolves in the 1970s, where they found that the alpha wolf became the leader of the pack by being aggressive towards other wolves. Now, guys, Fido that sleep next to you in the bed is not a wolf anymore. Nope. Science has moved on, and this theory has long been debunked. So please don't chase your chihuahua around as if you are going to eat him. You will open up a whole new can of worms related to behavioral issues, and your dog will probably just experience you as being an ass. Yes, you do need to teach them manners from a young age in order for him to become a well-behaved and sociable member of society, but you don't need to pull rank. Your dog is definitely not competing with you for status. So don't use old age methods that causes fear or pain to discipline your dog. Instead, educate yourself and take a class that teaches positive training techniques and praise your dog for good behavior. Alright, that is it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down in the comments which one of these myths were the most interesting to you, and if you want to see another video on more myths, then please let me know as well. And if you are new to this channel, then make sure you subscribe, as I'll be posting new videos on interesting pet related topics every week. Anyways guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video next week. Cheers!